Do any of us know who we really are? Elliot Stanley, the lead character in the wonderfully dark crime series The Tourist, has more of a right than most to ask such a profound question. I'm Stephen Archibald, and welcome to my podcast. Hello to you. I bid you a warm welcome to my podcast. They came from within, cult movie reviews. At home, he's a tourist. The Tourist, 2024. Written by the prolific Harry and Jack Williams. The Tourist was an instant hit when it surfaced on BBC TV on the 1st of January 2022. And now, 2 years on, it's made a triumphant return. In the original series, an Irishman travelling in Australia is involved in a serious accident, his vehicle having collided with a truck. He awakens in hospital with amnesia. The man learns that he goes by the name of Elliot Stanley. Oh, and that the crash was no accident, and that his life remains in grave danger. The only person he gets to truly rely on is a kindly probationary police officer called Helen Chambers. By the end of that series, a letter offering to provide the answers to his past leads Elliot and Helen to the good old Republic of Ireland. This series kicks off with Elliot being kidnapped by masked thugs, and the storyline and its plot twists start coming at you thick and fast until the cessation of the 6th and final episode. And if Elliot thought he had an identity crisis whilst in Australia, his experiences in Ireland will only serve to exacerbate the problem. After all, it is no fun learning that your real name is Eugene and that your mother is the head of the feared Cassidy clan, one which is locked in a long-running bloody battle with a rival family known as the MacDonalds. Believe me, my days spent in Ireland were nothing like this. Elliot / Eugene is played by the hunky Jamie Dornan, best known to no doubt most of the cinema-going women of the world for portraying Christian Grey in the 50 Shades movies. I first came across him in the superb Northern Ireland set thriller The Fall, where he was frighteningly believable as a serial killer, bucking the trend of the usual ugly loner psycho that you find on TV by being a handsome married man with an unsuspecting family. The sweet yet courageous Helen Chambers is played by the appealing Australian actress Danielle MacDonald, who put in good performances in such movies as The East, Ladybird, Skin and Bird Box. Her romantic relationship with Elliot, which commenced during the course of the first series, is a joy to watch, even if it's often put to the test. In a recent interview, Jack Williams admitted that he and his brother Harry found that they loved writing about Elliot and Helen's relationship and working out how it could develop after all the murky revelations at the end of the first series. The original series was supposed to be a one-off. Even so, the BBC announced that there would be a second one only 2 months after its release. This drama is filled with memorable, well-defined Irish characters. Olwen Fuere, with her sinister gaze and long white hair may well give you nightmares, as Eugene's mother, Neve Cassidy, a matriarch all too willing and able to kill her enemies with her own hands. A renowned, award-winning theatre actress, Allwyn's movie CV includes parts in the psychological drama Beast from 2017, the horror flick Mandy from 2018, and the fantasy movie sequel Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, which also came out in 2018. More recently, she was in the historical action movie The Northman from 2022. But Allwyn isn't the only unnerving character in The Tourist. There is her bitter nemesis, Frank, the patriarch of the McDonalds, who's played by Francis McGee, who's blessed with having one of those faces highly suited for villainous roles, of which he's had many. Long-term fans of the British soap opera EastEnders will remember Francis for playing the rather nasty Liam Tyler back in the 1990s. In more recent times, he's appeared in the Irish crime drama Kin. Series 2 of The Tourist never loses its sense of hard realism, even though there are more quirky and surreal touches than there were the first time round. And it has more than its fair share of eccentric characters. Played by the Australian comedian Greg Larson, Helen's erstwhile partner Ethan Crumb makes a welcome return. He remains fussy and irritating, but very funny with it. At one stage, telling Helen that he no longer mansplains. Well, by mansplaining it to her. In fact, he gets to make up half of an unlikely comic duo, teaming with a troubled little policeman called Rory Slater. Rory's humorous in a deadpan way, but he carries a shocking secret of his own. The detective is played by the marvellous Connor McNeil. Connor appeared in a few episodes of the third series of The Fall. Mark McKenna is also marvellous as Fergal MacDonald, a young man forced to pick sides. Poor Elliot and Helen have their lives put in danger so many times. Helen even suffers threatening dreams. In one of them, a truly terrifying baddie from the previous series is given the means to return, and it is a highly effective sequence. Just reimagine Candyman as a bad dude from a Sergio Leone western. As I already pointed out in my recent review of the Williams brothers' Boat Story, their violent storytelling is heavily influenced by Quentin Tarantino and the Coen brothers, and yet they have a style that's all their own. The scenes shot outside a cafe near the beginning of this drama were filmed in the Wicklow Mountains, the same location used extensively in the History Channel TV series Vikings. Most of The Tourist was filmed in and around Dublin, as well as in Bray and Jouse. Shooting started in April 2023. The vividly green outdoor scenery is often breathtaking, and the cinematography on this project was carried out by Stephen Murphy, Ben Wheeler and Johan Perry. The Tourist was broadcast by the BBC in the UK between the 1st and the 28th of January this year. If we are lucky enough to see Elliot and Helen again, let's hope their relationship isn't put under as much duress I'm Stephen Archibald, and thank you very much for listening to my podcast, They Came From Within, Cult Movie Reviews. You can follow me if you like, and every one of my episodes is available from most podcast outlets. Take good care of yourselves, and goodbye for now.